For 11 years, my wife and I hid little love notes for each other.
Inside lunch boxes, coffee mugs, jacket pockets. It was our thing. Then one Monday morning, every single note I'd ever written was sitting in a cardboard box outside my office.
No explanation, no phone call, just one sticky note on top. Please don't write to me anymore. I thought our marriage was over. 3 days later, my wife read the one letter I never intended anyone to find, and everything changed. My name is Adrian Mercer. If you asked my friends what kept my marriage alive, they'd probably say communication. They'd be wrong. It was paper, tiny handwritten notes. It started on our honeymoon. I left one on the bathroom mirror. Coffee tastes better when you smile. The next day, my wife Elena hid one in my suitcase. Don't work too hard. I still like having you around. After that, we never stopped. Some couples bought expensive gifts. We left little pieces of ourselves on paper. Over 11 years, there were hundreds of them. Sometimes funny, sometimes romantic, sometimes just drive safely, life got busy, promotions, bills, a mortgage, 2 failed attempts to have children. There were months when we barely saw each other awake. But every morning, there was always a note. Then, everything changed. One Monday, I arrived at work. A small cardboard box was sitting outside my office. Inside, every love note I'd ever written, neatly tied together. On top, a yellow sticky note. Please don't write to me anymore. No signature. I knew her handwriting. My stomach dropped. I called Elena, straight to voicemail. I texted, nothing. That evening, I came home. The house was quiet. She wasn't angry. She wasn't shouting. She was simply distant. Every conversation lasted one sentence. Every smile looked forced. For 3 days, I couldn't understand what I'd done. On the 4th night, I finally asked, "Did I hurt you?" She looked at me for a long time, then quietly said, "I found a letter." "What letter?" She walked into our bedroom, opened a drawer, and placed a folded page on the table. It was mine. I recognized the handwriting immediately, except I'd never given it to her. Years earlier, after our second miscarriage, I'd written a letter to the baby we never got to meet. In the letter, I admitted something I'd never said aloud. I'm terrified. She'll blame herself forever. I don't know how to fix her pain. Sometimes I pretend to be strong because I'm afraid if I fall apart, she'll have nobody left. Elena looked at me. I only read the first page. I thought you regretted marrying me. My heart broke. I opened the letter. The second page said something she'd never reached. If I had to choose again, I'd still choose Elena. Even if every dream we had disappeared, she's still my favorite part of my life. Silence. She covered her face. I never read that far. She'd spent 4 days believing the worst. Because she stopped halfway through the truth, I took every returned love note, placed them back into the box, and slid it toward her. "Read one." She opened a random note. "Thank you for laughing at my terrible jokes." Another. "You make ordinary Tuesdays feel important." Another. "Growing old with you sounds like my best adventure." By the 10th note, she was crying. That weekend, we bought a wooden chest. Every note, old and new, went inside. But we added one rule. Whenever one of us feels hurt or misunderstood, we're not allowed to assume. We're required to talk first, because silence can rewrite a love story faster than the truth ever can. Today, That chest is almost full, not with perfect memories, with honest ones. And every anniversary, we read them together, just to remind ourselves that love isn't protected by grand gestures. It's protected by never letting fear finish a sentence. The truth hasn't completed yet. Sometimes the strongest relationships don't survive because they never break. They survive because two people choose to read the whole story before deciding how it ends.